almost traded in my FujiFIlm X100F. Not because I don't like it, but because sometimes that fixed 35mm focal length just feels limiting. But instead of dropping a few $100 on a new camera or even nearly $1,000 on Fuji's optical adapters, I found a different route. 3 little weird lenses that are similar to Fuji's optical adapters, but instead of spending nearly $1,000, I spent about $120. And they might just change the way I use this camera. So in the previous video, I mentioned I really like shooting with the X100F. It's compact, it's simple, and you never have to worry about switching lenses. One camera, one lens, one job. Just dial in your settings, step outside, and go shoot. But after a while, that simplicity started to feel a little too simple. Like, what happens when you want a different perspective? A little wider or a little tighter. I found myself wanting to experiment with other focal lengths. So I had 2 options. Option 1, trade in the X100F, pick up a different Fujifilm camera where I could swap out lenses. Option 2, stick with the X100F and try the Fujifilm's official conversion lenses. Problem is, those adapters cost $300 to $350 each. That is just wild, especially for a camera I already paid good money for. So I started searching. Eventually I landed on Neewer's adapters for the X100 series. They had 3 conversion lenses, a telephoto, a wide, and a fisheye. I didn't expect much, but I figured for the price, it was worth it. And honestly, I'm mostly excited about the teleconverter because it brings me closer to a 50mm look. That's a focal length that I do enjoy shooting with. So let me show you what's in the box. For the teleconverter, it comes with a mounting ring. I already have one set up, so I don't need to use this one. Not a fan of the silver and white finish, but that's fixable. Might spray paint it or wrap it at a later time if I decide to keep these. The wide angle adapter comes with a soft pouch, not as nice as the teleconverter case. Same color scheme, has a screw-on back rear lens cap like the teleconverter. It has a regular front lens cap like on any other type of lens. But what's interesting is that the macro portion detaches from the wide angle portion. Haven't really tested these out, but at a later time, just might test these out. One with the macro itself and one with the wide angle portion itself, just to see how it looks. The fisheye lens also comes with a soft pouch. It's flat and white, kind of funky looking, but that's what gives it that fisheye effect. You pull off the front cap, you screw on the back. Pretty straightforward, similar to the rest. Packaging and marketing all looks the same. Very cohesive. What I really liked about this setup is how seamless it is. Since these are screw-on adapters, I don't have to change anything about my current rig. I'm still rocking the KF Concept Cine Bloom style filter on the X100F. All I do is unscrew the hood, screw on one of these adapters, and I'm ready to shoot. That means no new settings, no switching lenses, no adapting my whole workflow. Just one small piece of gear that changes the way I shoot. This isn't going to turn your X100F into a full interchangeable lens system, but it does give you a bit more flexibility and, more importantly, more room to experiment without spending a fortune. If I wanted to go all in on versatility, I'd probably pick up a cheap used Fujifilm body and grab some manual lenses like from TT Artisan or 7 Artisan. I'm already on the X-H1 and the X-H2S, so I could build a little kit around those by getting a cheaper, smaller Fujifilm body, by trading in the X100F, having an interchangeable system with lenses that I can use on my 2 bigger bodies that I use for professional work. But for now, I'm testing these out as a budget-friendly way to push the X100F a little further. But here's the real value in these adapters. They remind you that you don't always need more gear to be creative. You can take a restricted fixed lens camera and still find ways to bend the rules. Try new compositions, get tighter portraits, capture more environment, even play with distortion. And sure, this isn't a zero-cost solution, but compared to buying a new camera or dropping $900 plus on Fuji's adapters, these 3 options are a no-brainer. I'm going to take these adapters out and put them through the paces, see how they handle real-world use, and talk about which one I don't like, which I do like, and which one, if any, I'll keep in my bag for long term. So stay tuned for that. In the meantime, let me know if you've ever used these Neewer adapters, or if you found other creative ways to stretch the limits of your fixed lens camera. I'd love to hear how you're using what you already have to stay creative. And as always, stay awesome.